Emily Johnson had always dreamed of owning her own home. After years of long shifts as a paramedic in Portland, Oregon, she finally saved enough to buy a small, cozy house on Willow Street. Nothing fancy, just a quiet place surrounded by pine trees and silence. Exactly what she wanted. On her very first night, something strange happened. At 2:14 a.m., Emily woke up to a soft knocking sound. At first she thought it was the wind. But then the knocking became clearer and closer, until it seemed to be coming from inside the walls. She sat up in bed, heart pounding, when a whisper drifted through the darkness. "Is someone there?" Emily froze. It wasn't the pipes or the house settling. It was a voice, a real human voice, whispering from behind the drywall. She grabbed her phone instantly, turning on the flashlight and recording as she walked around the house. Every room felt colder than the last, but the moment she hit record, everything stopped. The knocking, the whisper, the movement, silence. Trying to calm herself, she stood in the living room and whispered shakily, "Hello, is anyone here?" The house replied in a cracking, broken voice. "You shouldn't have asked." Emily didn't sleep again that night. The next morning, she drove straight to the county records office. She wanted the house's blueprints. Maybe there were old vents, crawl spaces, or something structural she didn't know about. But when the clerk pulled up the file, she looked confused. "This lot has been empty for 42 years, she said. "There's no record of any construction. No permits. No owner before you." Emily insisted, "That's impossible. I live there." The clerk shook her head. "Legally, that house doesn't exist." Disturbed, Emily returned home. When she opened her front door, a cold gust rushed past her, as if something had been waiting behind it. Accepting that she needed proof, she placed her phone in the living room and recorded audio the entire night. At 3:03 a.m., she woke to a heavy thud. The next morning, she listened to the recording. First came slow, shaky breathing. Not hers. Deep, close to the microphone. Then a whisper. "Help me. She trapped me here." Emily gripped her phone, shaking. Her breath caught in her throat. But then another voice, this one deeper, harsher, growled, "Stop talking to her." Nails began scratching violently across the wall before the recording cut off. Emily dropped her phone and tapped the wall where the sound came from. Hollow. Too hollow. She grabbed a hammer. The moment she raised it, the deep voice whispered from inside the wall, "If you open this, she'll find you too." Emily ignored it and slammed the hammer into the drywall. Dust exploded into the air as she tore through the layers until a dark hidden chamber appeared, a tiny room no bigger than a closet. Inside was an old wooden chair, frayed ropes, and a torn photograph of a woman with long black hair, her face scratched out violently. Before Emily could step inside, a pale, trembling hand shot out and grabbed her wrist. She screamed and scrambled backwards as a woman crawled out, shaking uncontrollably. Her voice matched the first whisper from the recording. "Please, don't let her come back." Emily helped her to the couch as the woman pointed toward the hole in the wall with pure, horrifying fear. "She built this house in one night," the woman whispered. "She traps people inside it. She listens through the walls. She becomes the walls." Emily asked, "Who is she?" "A ghost." The woman shook her head violently. "No, the house isn't haunted. The house is her." Suddenly, the lights in the house flickered, one by one turning blood red. Then everything went dark. A low, inhuman voice echoed from the walls. "No one leaves." The floorboards cracked. The walls began to bend, tightening like a clenched fist. The entire hallway shifted shape before their eyes, turning into a twisting, closing maze. Emily grabbed the woman and ran. But every door slammed shut, locking itself. Windows sealed. The temperature dropped until Emily could see her own breath. The house was alive, and angry. They sprinted to the back door. Emily kicked it open, light flooding the room. But the woman didn't move. Her body stopped at the doorway, frozen in place, eyes full of sorrow. "I can't leave," she whispered. "She built me into this house. I'm part of it." Emily grabbed her arm desperately. "No, come with me." The woman smiled sadly. "I'm already gone." Emily stepped outside and ran. Behind her, the house began twisting, groaning, collapsing inward, shrinking into the earth like a living creature dying. In seconds, the entire structure was gone. Nothing remained but an empty lot. Emily stood trembling, staring at the ground where her home had been, knowing no one would ever believe her. But sometimes, late at night, drivers passing Willow Street report hearing a whisper coming from that empty lot. Is someone there? And those who answer don't always make it back.